The advice that I would give to new teachers teaching would be to have fun. The first year is always the hardest, but having fun and like making the connections with your students is the best part of the job, in my opinion. I think that when you get to know your kids and you start to learn about all the different hobbies that they have and what makes them excited, I think that's where the joy of teaching really comes out.
I love helping, and I'm a late bloomer. I came into education and became a teacher late in life, and I chose special education because I love helping, and I want to help those who really want to help themselves, and I find that in special ed. So I just love helping the students and helping them find their path and their why.
Helped me just to be a better person, and I didn't realize that till I became an adult. And I just realized that as educators, our words and our actions are so powerful for our students. So I'm thankful for him. And throughout the years, I had other teachers that influenced me as well, but he's the one that sticks out the most.
I think some of the things that make me an effective teacher are definitely that I have persistence. That when a student who tries to not do their work, you're not going to get away with that, because I'm going to keep asking you for that work. We're going to get your backpack out. We need to dump that backpack and find everything that's in it. We will do that.
First, I want to say that I have very high expectations for all my students. I always expect the best out of all my students. I believe in the process of what we call SWIM, which is student work is mandatory. My students know that I will find out so that they can get my work done.
Right then I knew like that's where God called me to be. So, but I can look back and I can see all the times in my life where God called me and I fought it. I'm like, no, I don't want to work with kids. But now I know that this is what I was called to do.
First and foremost, I would have to say that my husband is my biggest motivator. He's the one that started me on this journey to get my teaching certificate, and he is definitely my biggest encourager and cheerleader. But secondly, I would have to say it's the kids. It's just fun. They're the whole reason I'm here.
So I want to make sure that if nobody, that you leave my room knowing that you have to always do always do your best and always do the work.
And I also try to make learning fun. I try to put a little bit of humor into what I do, and I can be a great clown at times with my students. I would say that I hold my students accountable. I have very high expectations for all my students.
So when I was going to Laterno University, they kept asking, what can you do to bring God into a world where you can't talk about God? Talking about in education, how you can't openly talk about God. That's when Matthew 5:16 was laid upon my heart, to let your light shine before men, that they see your good works and give glory to the Father in heaven. And so all the things that I do, I can bring God into the room without talking about God. So I can let them see his love because I love them. I can let them see who he is through me. And that's how I can bring God into this world. So I became a teacher.
It brought me to tears, literally. And so I was just thankful after all these years and be in a position where I could stand out and shine. So I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to work with such good people. It's been a blessing to work here, from the administrators and all the staff I work with. This has been a true blessing, a real family environment, and I love it.
I work for the best district on the planet. I have an amazing team, I have an amazing staff, and the administration is second to none. And when you have admin come to your door almost every day and say, how are you doing? Do you need anything? I don't want to let them down. They believe in me.
And being able to kind of get to know them on a personal level makes it that much more fun. And I think that's the key to having a successful first year, is to have fun and not take it too seriously, but to establish that it is a job, but it can be fun sometimes. And I think that's important, to make sure it's fun.